We ran with the last of our strength, like those who run for their precious life. Like a doomed person, knowing that there is no hope to save his life, will still fight the inevitable and his own fate. Welcome back. I'm Baz, and I'm making a video about Everlasting Summer. Last time we went down to a bomb shelter, we met Shurik, we found him again, he's been gone. And then he tried to kill us. But we found him, we went to sleep, and now we are on day 5. I barely managed to close the heavy metal door behind me. I have no idea how deep this bomb shelter is, or if it's able to withstand a nuclear blast, but we have no other place to hide. She gripped my hand tight. Don't be afraid. Bits of the ceiling were falling and the walls were shaking. I was prepared for the worst, but death is the kind of thing that you can't ever be prepared for. But suddenly complete silence fell. It rang even louder than the explosions. Maybe it's time to say goodbye. She was whimpering. I wanted to comfort her somehow, but realized that there is nothing I could do. Yes, a horrible bang almost split my eardrums. That was fucking loud, and I got surprised. It seems that I'm under a piece of collapsed ceiling, but I didn't feel any pain. All I want is to not let her go. I woke up in a cold sweat, short of breath and gasping for air. Fuck. Like, last time he dreamt about some of this shit, it happened. It fucking happened. That's fucked up. Think about it. He went to this fucking camp. And now, we're gonna get fucking nuked? I really hope we don't. This is scary. I woke up in a cold sweat, short of breath and gasping for air. It took me some time to come to my senses. It was a dream. It was just a dream. My questioning mind, however, refused to believe it. But who was that girl with me there? I didn't want to let go of her so desperately. Sadly, I couldn't recall her at all. The clock was showing few minutes past 10. I slowly came to my senses and realizes as reality started to stake out its claims on my mind, and my stomach fully growled. Alright, war is war, but lunch should be served in due time. It turned out that Olga Dimitrievna wasn't here. She must have decided not to wake me up. Well, thanks go out to a camp leader for this. After yesterday's adventures, I had to have a good rest. Last night was remained a blurry memory, which I really didn't want to think about. It's now more important to find something to eat. To wash myself. Exactly. Because a pioneer must always be clean and tidy. Though I would agree with his principles even if I wasn't a pioneer. And as a matter of fact, I'm not. On my way to the washstands, I met Electronic. He started to wave his hands and ran up to me.
Good morning. Thanks for finding Shurik. Without him, I don't even...
It's nothing. I was a bit embarrassed.
No, really. Don't be so shy. The country must be proud of its heroes.
And what about Shurik? How did he look in this morning? Is he alright? After yesterday's craziness, I thought such a question was completely valid. I'm gonna take a sip of my water. Nice drinking water.
Yes, absolutely. The only thing that he can't remember anything.
Can't he? I wasn't surprised at all.
He says that he went to an abandoned camp yesterday and then woke up in his bed in the morning. I mean, he remembers nothing between those two events.
I see. Alright then.
You missed breakfast, right? Come to our club. We'll feed you. I have something special.
Electronic smiled in a conspiratorial way. Thanks, I'll come probably. I still haven't signed up for a club yet. I had to wash myself first anyway.
We'll be waiting.
He waved at me and left to carry out his own business. There was nobody near the washstands. The water turned out surprisingly warm today. It's been warmed up already, I guess. Having my face washed, I realized that it wouldn't be easy to wash the rest of my body here. Maybe I should go to the showers. But since there's nobody here, I turned the tap in such a way so the water steamed parallel to the ground and started to take off my clothes. And what if somebody sees me? Well, I'll rinse and dry myself quickly and put on my clothes. The water, which seemed warm on my hands and face, felt bone-chillingly cold on my body. The whole washing process took no longer than 10 seconds and I started to wipe myself quickly afterwards. But I didn't manage to finish anyway. There were voices coming in from the direction of the footpath. The only solution came to me in a split second. I grabbed my clothes and dashed into the bushes. A moment later, Alicia and Uliana appeared near the washstands.
You could have done it by yourself. What did you bring me? Is it a big deal for you? Fine, let me.
I peered at them and noticed that they were both covered in red paint. What a surprise! I wonder how they managed that. Ooh, Alicia! Ooh, Alicia! Ooh, Alicia! Alicia, 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 Alicia. Alicia opened the valve and started to rub Uliana's back.
Take off your bra.
What if someone sees us?
What if there... What? Is there anything to see?
She grinned.
Okay, just be quick.
That what? Wait, what? No, what? Wait, hey, wait, why? It is true that there wasn't much to look at. But even so, I stared at the girls narrowly. What the fuck? Why? Couldn't it be Alicia who took off her bra? That would have been a lot better. I would have liked that. Liana is nothing. Like, why? No, I don't want to look at the little girl. That's fucked up. It was a pity that they were standing with their back. I know she's 18, but it's not fun. Go away, Alicia. You smell. It was a pity that they were standing with their backs to me. A minute later, Alicia managed to wash off all the paint.
I'm done.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Alicia replied lazily.
Listen, let me try on yours.
She pointed at Alicia's bra.
It won't fit you for sure.
Well, I'd like to try anyway.
But out here...
There's nobody here, right?
Liana looked my way and smiled achingly. I was absolutely sure she couldn't see me in the bushes.
Enough with the nonsense.
Liana wasn't listening to her anymore and grabbed Alicia's bra with an extramental move instead. Now I have to confess, I had something to look at. What the actual shit is going on? Did Uliana just steal a fucking bra? This is fucked up. Why did you do this thing? Uliana, why? I watched the two girls chase one another around the washstands with bated breaths. Alicia covered her breast with her hands so I could barely see anything at all. I leaned forward and stumbled over a stone falling out of the bushes. Alicia and Juliana stood frozen, staring at me. I tried to cover my nudity with my guilty face. The tableau lasted for a few seconds, then Alicia took her shirt and somehow put it on in an instant.
You.
Her face gone from red to purple. It looked like she would explode in a nuclear blast any second. The only thing I wanted to disintegrate into atoms and to get as far from the epicenter as possible.
He was sitting there the whole time.
So she noticed me then.
You.
And I? Well, I accidentally, if you know what I mean. Alicia rushed at me. Covering my butt with one hand and holding my clothes with the other hand, I ran into the woods. Running naked into the woods like this? That's stupid. Okay. It seems the best solution to me at the time. as showing up naked in the middle of the camp accompanied by 2 screaming girls wasn't a good idea. I ran without looking back and stopped a few minutes later to catch my breath. It seemed that there was no pursuit, so I managed to save myself, but at the cost of lacerated, scratched and bleeding feet, as I had no time to put on my boots. I sat on a tree stump and sighed. Sometime later, having dressed already, I left the forest. I need to decide what to do next. My feet are hurting, so I should go straight to the infirmary, but on the other hand, my stomach isn't going to wait either. Maybe I should accept the electronics invitation, or head to the canteen in the hope of finding something left to eat there. I kind of want to go and eat with electronic, but also the infirmary, because the nurse is kind of hot. You know? There's also... maybe I could... Okay, fuck it, I'll go see what... Maybe he's... I was desperately hungry. Maybe he has something nice, because I saved Shurik for him. I always took good care of my health. And even better care at the times when something started to hurt badly. And now I was able to walk on my feet, and my feet weren't even hurting much. So my feet will heal up eventually, while my hunger can't wait. I decided to take advantage of Electronic's invitation. In the end, knowing the local pioneers, it was smart to assume that there wasn't even a piece of stale bread left at the canteen. And the Cybernetics Club actually somewhat owe me. With such thought, I approached the club's building, and heard screams coming from it. I tried to listen closely, but couldn't figure out anything.
Give it back. No, I won't.
Uliana was running around the room with a coil of wire in her hands, chased by Shurik. Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but...
Give it back.
They didn't even give me a bit of attention.
No, I won't.
Shurik completely covered in the chase, slipped past me, almost knocking me down. Hey. Uliana was running in circles around the room, laughing cheerfully. I wonder what she needs this wire for. Meanwhile, the head of the Cybernetics Club was looking fine, even after yesterday's madness. One could even say he was looking fresh. But this probably wouldn't help him to catch Uliana. She was smaller, more agile, and faster after all. She could easily drive him to exhaustion. Hey. Uliana ran up to me and hid behind my back. Shurik in his turn left the club, slamming the door on his way out. He was offended, it seems. Hey, what's wrong with you?
You won't catch me?
She looked at Electronic, who was silently observing all this silly running, and stuck out her tongue at him.
Semyon, take the wire away from her.
And why do you need it in the first place? You don't have any wire or something. He was trying to catch Uliana, who was hiding behind me. He moved to the right, while she moved to the left. He moved to the left, and she moved to the right. In the end, I got tired of this and grabbed the wire from Uliana with one disastrous move.
Give it to me! Give it back!
She shouted resentfully. No, I won't. Stop horsing around. I held the wire above my head so Uliana with her height couldn't possibly get it.
Thank you.
Okay, fine.
She snorted and turned away from me. Why do you need it in the first place?
That's none of your business.
Uliana looked at me slyly.
Do you want me to tell everybody that you...
I shut her mouth with my hand and dragged her along to the exit. Okay, we need to go. I told the Electronic while giggling stupidly. And what did
you come for?
Once I died, I left the kicking Uliana free. Hear me out. You realize that it was an accident. Even more so, it was caused by you.
I know nothing. Facts are facts. You were watching us. Aww. What will Uncle Dimitri think?
On the one hand, I did not want to care in the slightest what the camp leader would say. But on the other hand, everything was against me, and in my position it would be better to not get myself into such a situation. Fine. Maybe we could make a deal somehow. She started to think.
I know.
I anticipated the worst.
You bring me that wire.
But what do you need it for?
I need it for my needs.
Okay, let's assume I get it. You won't tell anybody?
I give you the word of a pioneer.
I could hardly believe her. But on the other hand, it was just a coil of wire. So why shouldn't I try? No. No wire for you. Enough already.
Then I'll tell everything.
You'll tell everything anyway. Or at least you will.
I collapsed.
Yeah, sure. As if it was my fault.
It is. You were watching us.
No, I wasn't. But no matter how you slice it, I actually was.
At least you didn't think so.
She doesn't agree with me about a lot of things.
And I'll come into a dream. I won't be happy either.
You know what? I started to lose my temper. If you want to tell everything, go right ahead. And don't forget to mention that the government's default world depression, global warming, and the Genesis flood are all my fault too.
Oh, come on. Stop overreacting like that. I was joking.
Joking? I suddenly realized that I really was wound up too much. Your jokes are stupid, and what am I supposed to do every time? Guess if it is for real or a joke.
Yep.
She grinned.
It's more funny that way.
Uliana turned around and ran towards the square, waving her hands and parting. Still, you can't deal with her in a harmonious way. I signed and went back into the club's quarters. Electronic was building something with rapt attention. Now I'm done with everything. So I thought you could get me something as you promised. My voice sounded a bit psychophantic, which was enough to drive me mad. Of course, I'm not insisting, but
1 minute.
He tore himself away from his work and got a pair of buns from the drawer and a classic triangular pack of kefir.
Be my guest.
Thank you. While I was busy eating, Electronic didn't turn away from his device for a second. He was rolling up the wire which I had taken away from Uliana onto the coil. So what's this?
An inductor.
A doctor?
Join a club and you'll know everything.
He looked at me and smiled slyly. I'll think about it. Of course, I wasn't going to join anything, but taking into account that he had fed me, I had to be polite.
By the way, as I said, I have something else.
Well, yeah?
Wait a second.
He went into the adjacent room and came back after a minute with some kind of package.
Tantata.
And gave it to me. There was a big bottle of Skoliciano vodka inside. Huh? I get it, but it's still morning. Or does Electronic share the motto of get drunk in the morning, set the entire day off?
What are you talking about? I'm not suggesting we drink it. We have it to clean the optics.
Clean the optics? Yeah, right. Internally.
Okay.
I gave him the package back. I'll go then.
Come back anytime.
Of course. The moment I want to have a drink. Walking out, I questioned myself why he wanted to show me the vodka in the first place. Suddenly my hunger returned again. For sure, a meal of some buns and kefir was awesome, but it's not enough to fill me up. Luckily for me, I heard the bell sound, calling pioneers for lunch. The day just started and I've gone through so many things already. But I did it and now I have legitimate grounds to fill myself up. Today I wasn't the last one, so I could choose a free table. Lunch included pea soup and mashed potatoes with fish. It was a major disappointment to me as I didn't eat fish in any form and hence will get fewer calories than usual. Soon Slavia and Lena came to my table.
Can we?
She smiled nicely. Yes, sure. I stood up and pulled out a chair for her. Please. I was in an excellent mood at the moment.
Enjoy your meal.
Saying that, Lena began staring at me and continued for some time, but then after realizing how odd she looked, switched to a plate. You too?
Do you have any plans for today, Semyon?
Nope. I gave in an honest answer as indeed I had no plans. Except for searching for answers, but that was more likely a global goal.
want to take a boat ride to the island with us?
The island? Well, I think I've seen it from the pier. For what?
Uncle Petrina asked us to gather some strawberries. There are a lot of strawberries there, and they're so delicious.
I could imagine the taste without even eating it, just by looking at Slavia's face. Strawberries? And what are those for?
I don't know, but it's indeed a great idea.
Well, indeed it is. Moreover, I haven't been to the island yet. Yeah, sure. Within minutes, we were already standing at the pier.
Well, here's the boat. Hang on, and I'll go fetch the paddles now.
I was left face to face with Lena. Do you like strawberries?
Well, not really, but they're tasty.
Lena smiled. I see. I didn't know what to say next, how to continue this conversation. If Slavia didn't come back, we could probably sit here till the evening without saying a word.
Here you go.
She handed me a pair of hefty paddles. Yeah, thanks. We got into the boat, I untied it, pushed off the shore, and tried to start paddling. Okay, boys. So, I think that's it for this episode. I'll see you all next time. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment telling me about how great strawberries taste. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!